many amazing commercials, and I would say my favorite commercials are always the ones I do with my mother, and they were just a lot of fun. We did some at the diner, we did some in her home, we did some in my home with her, and she just did such a wonderful job, and I loved being able to spend time with my mother and doing those commercials with my mother.
Yeah, that I remember that was special. The one time I remember, I think we were at your house filming.
Yeah.
And you guys were on the couch eating the popcorn together. That was a great spot. So we're here with William Mattar of William Mattar Law Offices today for Podcasting Buffalo. I'm Kyle Mecca.
I'm Peter Johnson.
And I'm Harry Lipsitz.
And we are bringing in Bill because we wanted to talk more about the commercial world. And also, we have seen you progress from, someone who probably, hey, I got to do commercials and I have to do marketing to like, you're an actor now, Bill.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Our audience doesn't know. They may ask themselves, well, why is Bill Mattar, he's this attorney, he does injury stuff, but why is he on the podcast? And it's because you have built your brand so big and just so massive that you are now a part of this industry, right? Like, you're an attorney, but like, you're an actor.
I'm working on getting my card here.
Yeah, exactly. We can help you do that.
Right. So we felt it was really, really just crucial for us to interview you to get a perspective on your experience so far being in the industry.
Well, I love being able to do these commercials that we're doing, and we're so blessed and lucky that we're able to have such a great crew around us. The commercials we've been doing the last 5 years or so, we've been mainly doing them all in Buffalo, the shoot in Buffalo, and we have a local crew, we have local actors, and then other people. So it's really, we're blessed to have so many talented people around us in Western New York.
It's been really fun to be a part of it. And I was going to say, we've been apart for 5-6 years, something like that now. Trish Phelan, who's one of the producers who puts this all together, we're really grateful to have that opportunity to be working with you every year because of her. And Casting Buffalo has been brought in from her to do kind of like some background casting, some side casting, funneled through Trish. And it's been an awesome journey. And then, we've taken on other roles throughout the years. I've been able to first assistant direct every single year since this. Peter has acted in it. Yeah. Harry has acted in it. I've swung the bat a few times.
Yeah, you did a great job on that commercial. Hit that ball. I missed the ball on that one.
Well, we talked about it briefly actually on another podcast, and I said I was laughing because when we did the first 2 takes of that spot when I swung, you kept on trying to catch it, and I'm just sitting there going, if he gets hurt, he's the lawyer.
At William Mattar, we do motor vehicle accidents. We don't do baseball accidents.
No, baseball.
It's a separate area of practice.
Exactly. So
I have a question. I think, Bill, I would like to know a little bit more about the creative process that you get into. You have these commercials that are ranging. I mean, they're hilarious skits. Who comes up with that stuff? Where does that creativity come from? And you're in every commercial, so tell me how do you prepare for all that stuff?
Well, it's actually pretty interesting. Over the years, it's changed dramatically. Back, 20 years ago or so, when we started doing the TV commercials, they're more of the more typical lawyer commercial where you're just saying your lines, and I would basically write the lines and the concepts. Pretty much. I might have some ideas and then modify them and really write everything. Now in the last several years, we've started using Lunar out of Detroit to help us with some of the creative ideas. And they come up with some great ideas. And with that, we are able to then modify their concepts to make them really click and connect really with me, because we have some things that are quirky things going on, and we try to make them so they're true to myself, and I think that makes them more authentic. And we also utilize Enrich Marketing in Western New York, and they do a great job, and they're doing some stuff for us also. And once again, they come up with the general concepts, and then it's really kind of important for me to be able to then add in some uniqueness relating to me, and then make sure that we're coming up with a new, fresh marketing concept beyond just the creative part of it.
Yeah, I was going to say, in our industry, we usually call it's like plussing the boards, right?
Yeah.
So what I think what's made it a very, very big success for a lot of people who just like kind of gravitate towards what you've been doing for advertising, for commercials, is that exactly what you said. You've been plussing it in your favor of being like, hey, let's put my actual personality in this.
Right.
Let's add my quirkiness. Let's add what makes me me, which I think humanizes you, which is a good
Right.
thing. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of times you get, especially I think in your industry, it's just, everyone has this concept of what a lawyer is. And it's like, but all of a sudden, if you actually say, oh, this person actually has heart, it just adds this other level
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
just
for
sincerity.
sure. I gotta ask, in embracing these commercials and the role you play like you do, Bill, and having gotten so immersed in it over the years, when you're in it in the moment and you see all of the crew around you and you're, fully in it, what's that like? I mean, what was that? Do you remember the first time you experienced that? And now, having done so many, what's it like now?
Well, I think luckily for me, it started off the marketing and the amount of crew that we utilize has changed dramatically, and I've been able to kind of just grow with that. And the first couple commercials that I did, many, many, many years ago, there might be a camera person there and the director, and that was it. One camera, and you're sitting on a stool. And then over the years, we got it so there's like 10 people on the crew, and then the ones we're doing lately. Some of these spots we've done, it seems like we have 40 plus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Big productions. Yeah.
People working on these things. And to be honest with you, we have such a great crew that we've been working with over the last several years that you get to know people, and it's really it's relaxing. Really, there's not very much stress involved with it because you kind of know everybody, and everyone's there to help make me look good. And I think the people are amazing because I really don't think I do that good of a job. But at the end product, people's like, "Oh man, you look pretty good."
What's interesting about that? You mentioned the evolution of the commercials, and as we see these commercials, they're very dry. It's one person, single camera, maybe some B-roll or something like that. With the growth of your commercials and stuff, like what has that done for your business as well as like your personal celebrity?
Well,
Like, do people ask you for autographs, Bill?
yes.
Yeah.
They stopped us on the last day of shooting while we were setting up in an intersection for a shot, and he's in a car, and another car comes and stopped at the intersection, and they all looked, and they're like,
Wow.
and they're waving out, and Bill got out of the car and went over to them and took a selfie with them, literally while
Awesome.
we're shooting.
That is amazing.
Yeah. So that does it does happen, and I'm completely open to communicating. I'm a very friendly person, and I'm outgoing. I went out to dinner last night, and going from the trying to be seated, and basically about 5 different groups of people came up to me and said hello, and it was wonderful. I mean, so it's so to answer your question, over the years, have become more well known. I don't call it necessarily a celebrity because I'm having commercials, and that's different than I think being a celebrity in my mind. But yeah, people know who I am, and I think people know that I'm approachable, and they come up, to me and say hi. A few years ago, remember we did that bowling commercial at the end, where at the end I'm cheering that milk. With milk, everyone else has beer, and I have a glass of milk there. And I've been out at a restaurant. People sometimes will buy people drinks. I had a person that bought me a glass of milk.
Oh my God.
It's really it's interesting.
That's amazing. And I'm assuming, just the marketing for business, has expanded your business as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're probably one of the most well-known motor vehicle accident firm, definitely in the state, but even greater areas than that. People really know who we are.
Has the Got Milk campaign reached out to you?
They have not. I don't know why. I think I'd be pretty good with that.
It's been a while since we've really seen them, so maybe we got a new face to it.
I think he also mentioned something which was very pivotal to what we do as well, is that, he says he takes these commercials and he personalizes them,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
We tell that to actors as they're auditioning all the time that, although this is the script, you got to make it your own.
Yeah.
You got to make decisions. You have to do all the stuff that makes you unique. And what you said was exactly what we teach these actors is that you make these commercials unique to you, So you're selling you. You're selling, now your brand. It's not just anyone else.
You have to make it your own brand, and you have to tighten up the language, because no one else knows what you really want in your brand. And we have great advertising agencies and marketing groups that help us. But ultimately, I think for a brand, you have to know what your brand stands for and what your brand really is, and you have to really hone that in, because other people try to always push you away from your real core brand a lot of times, and it's very important as a person that markets a lot is to stay focused on what you really do and who you really are. Otherwise, you can kind of go off to left field.
I think that's really great advice, and I think that's really great advice too for actors too, because you can use that as a metaphor in what you're doing.
for
Like
sure.
you're being brought a script, you're being brought words, and while yes, you're supposed to stay on track with what those words are, there is so much more collaboration with you as your brand that you have to do to present it.
Yep, and I think now more than ever in this day and age, an actor's branding is integral.
It's huge. I mean, like nowadays, they'll cast people based off of their
Social media.
their Instagram count, their TikTok followers and likes. Like that's what they go by, which is crazy. But yeah, I want to go back to like with us being crew for these last couple of years, and it's every single year when we come to go shoot your campaign. It's one of the things that I most look forward to every single year. And it's just because of that camaraderie, that the fact that we've been able to keep the same crew together for like 4 or 5 plus years. It's like coming back to summer camp.
Right.
And this year we shot at a summer camp.
We
So
And that was a lot of fun. But I mean, everyone knew what they had to do, and everyone just really those commercials when they come out are really
they're fun.
They're really fun.
the well-oiled machine.
So Bill, we talked about these TV commercials, right? I mean, and that's kind of, where a lot of your exposure has gone to. But tell me now, are you marketing on social media? If you could talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, so we want everyone to follow William Mattar on social media. We actually do an enormous amount. We shoot every week for our social media, and we have a great crew helping us with that at our firm, and we're doing a lot of fun stuff. It's really important at this time to kind of follow some of the trends. We do a lot of stuff right now regarding football because it's really top of mind. And there's a lot of wonderful things. Every once in a while, you get one of these social media spots that really go viral. It's really interesting when something, you get 1 million views or something. It's kind of crazy at times, and so it's fun. So the social media, we spend a lot of time and effort on that. It's important.
When are you in the courtroom, man?
I was telling someone the other day, is because someone else said, well, why don't you work on that? I said, I already have right now 13 or 14, I would say part-time jobs that they're only 20 hours a week. You know? I mean, it's one of those things. I work very hard and I play very hard. So my life's very busy.
You mentioned football. If we can, just for 1 second, I know we're only 2 games into this season, but being the Buffalonian that you are and having gone through some history with the Bills that maybe myself and Kyle and haven't, what's your outlook?
You just call Peter old in there?
Well,
Yeah, that's
no,
that's
but I didn't say that. No,
I was around for the early Bills.
He's a little bit more experienced. You know what I'm saying?
I can tell you, the Bills. I mean, I'm much older than you guys, and I can tell you, I was there when we had those runs to the Super Bowl, and we've seen the heartbreak. We're in a time right now that is so much fun. We have a team that knows how to win. They can win. And as we saw in the first game of the season, they don't give up. They have heart, and it's like the old days when Jim Kelly was in his prime. You could be down 10 points with 2.5 minutes left in the game, and you basically, we're going to win that one. And the first game of the season this year, we weren't quite thinking that, but they came back and they did it. Now, going back to the social media, you should check out my predictions. So far, my predictions for the Bills have been pretty good. The first 2 games, I think I was within 2 points of
pretty good.
on those.
Wow.
So I was pretty talented there, obviously.
He's not only an actor, he's a lawyer. He's a bookie, too.
Hilarious. Well, so a few years ago, Peter and I actually worked on a commercial with Josh Allen, and in it, we asked him the question, like, when you're doing these commercials, are you more nervous doing the commercial or on game day when you're out on the field? And he said 100% doing the commercials. He's like, there's just so many people around and everyone's staring at me waiting for the same lines. So now I give you the same question. Are you more nervous in the courtroom or when you're in front of the camera doing the commercials?
So at this point, I have had probably more experience in years at least than Josh Allen has with regards to doing TV commercials and marketing. And so I would say, 15, 20 years ago, I might have been a little more nervous. The last several years, you're doing what you're doing, and it's really not. It's not very nerve-wracking. When I'm doing the legal work, I've been doing this for so long. I'm good at what I do, and it's not very stressful in general. And the same thing with doing the ads. At this point, they're not very stressful.
So does that mean you wouldn't say you throw up before the commercial?
No,
You're not pulling a Willie Beeman.
No, not at all. Right? I mean, I do marketing stuff all the time, and I mean, back 20 years ago, I remember the first time 35, 40 years ago when I first did my first radio commercial, radio interview, and in Buffalo. I'd done some before in other places, but I as a lawyer, I did my first radio interview, and I was nervous doing that. Now I go into do interviews all the time, and I sometimes don't even know who I'm going to speak to before I get there, and I just go in. I can do okay.
From my understanding, there is a story regarding the phone number.
Oh, yes.
Okay, and the jingle that's here. So, being that you've been immersed, on the acting side, tell me about the creative side and how the phone number and the jingle was created.
Well, that's a great story. I'll try to make it as short as possible. So back in the day, I had transitioned. My firm was a full-service law firm, and I was trying to transition that firm into just do motor vehicle accidents. And so I came up with the concept of just doing basically motor vehicle accidents. And so I started off, and I had 2 options at that point in time. I had auto injury, William Mattar, or I had the concept Hurt in a Car called William Mattar. I thought Hurt in a Car called William Mattar was a little too jingly, so I went for a few years using auto injury William Mattar, and at that point I had a phone number 1-800-7 Mattar, and well, that sounded pretty good, right? But people can't. It's very hard to type letters in the phone for a phone number, and so that didn't really work that well. And the auto injury wasn't that sticky, and so I'd been doing all this tracking all our marketing in our phone books back in the day. We had phone books, and I basically said, I got to get out of these phone books. I have to build a brand, and so I said, I'm going to change, and I'm going to go to Hurt in a Car called William Mattar. And during that exact same time, I had the opportunity to acquire the phone number 444-4444, and we acquired that phone number, and after that, things just took off like a rocket ship. Hurt in a Car called William Mattar is very sticky, and that phone number, kids love the phone number. You basically can ask almost any 2, 3, 4-year-old,
It's true though.
and they'll be able to repeat what our brand.
Wow.
That's power right there.
I think that it's here's the thing is that it's so simple but so yet genius,
Yes.
right? To say, hey, we're gonna just, it's one number, right? And we're just gonna pump it in people's face. And it's so simple, but it's so genius. So congratulations to you guys coming up with that, because that's a brilliant marketing strategy. I'm surprised, and you have some attorneys that maybe will emulate that, but I'm surprised that people have not really like you're giving a blueprint, you know, on how to. I'm surprised more attorneys and more businesses just haven't followed that, you know, by your commercials, the simple number, all of those things.
Well, I can tell you, maybe not as much in upstate New York, but I believe I was the first law firm that utilized a single digit repeater number. And shortly after that, I'm in lawyer groups around the country, and other people saw what I was able to accomplish with that. And now in almost every major market, in top 50 markets, there's a lawyer or two that have single-digit repeaters at this point, and they've really worked. And since I went to that, something really simple, Hurt in a Car called William Mattar, there's more law firms that are really working on having a clear brand, where before they really didn't. They just had their name.
Yeah, I mean, this is our branding episode of Podcast in Buffalo for sure, and I think it's really important for anybody watching this to know that, like, this is about building you and what you do and what, yes, they are a law firm, but Bill is the law firm. Yeah. And what you've been able to create, because also you have to think, like, when you've created these social media marketing, when you've created the commercial marketing, you're still hiring these people. So, like, you're be able to not only, your brand so much that you know that your social media team has to match what you're looking for and able to collab with you, and what they've been able to do on social media has been fantastic. It's every single day I open it up, and you guys are one of the first people that pop up on my page, and I'm laughing. And it's like one of those things I look forward to, because it's just like, there's so much terrible news in our world that, like, if you can make me crack a smile as soon as I try to go to escape for the day, like, it's fantastic. So you have brought a lot of joy, I think, with your advertising, your commercials, your social media, and now, like I said, it's also one of my favorite things that I work on every single year so congrats to you on just, like, knowing who you are.
He's a rock star, man.
Yeah.
He's doing autographs and pictures. He's a rock star, man.
Well, I have a lot of talented people around me, so just like the crew and all the people that work on our TV spots, but our social media team, they're young and they're creative.
They crank it out,
and they really just they do a great job. I'll be shooting social media stuff later on today, and we just go through boom, boom, boom. Half the spots, I don't even know what they're going to look
I
like.
was just gonna say, I'm like, do you even know what you're getting thrown in?
I do my part, and then you see the post later on. I'm like, holy cow, how does that happen? But they do a great job. We have a great team around us.
Do you sign off on these, or do you just leave it at the will of your people?
No, I have to sign off on them when they're done.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, things kind of get to a point that I'm like, I don't know about that. But in general, they really they do some amazing stuff. And the hardest thing is just finding the time to be able to do it. And we just right now we have it. It's in the calendar, and they block off 3 hours, and we just shoot tons of spots.
Awesome.
I want to move into William Mattar, the actor, real quick.
Oh, the actor.
and I say that because as a witness over these last couple years, you have grown tremendously.
Pardon?
No. No. And I was going to say in your own skin, but then that feels like it's a bad pun. But, tremendously as an actor. And I say that because when we're on set, we do different types of things for the commercials. Sometimes we'll just be having you reading teleprompter because there's a lot of script that we have to go through. And then sometimes we have you, running around doing stuff, or having to have multiple conversations with different people, or playing tug of war, or, all over the place. And I think just the way that you've processed things has been really a tremendous amount of growth over the couple years. And I remember there's been a few years where we're like, okay, we're going to get to this part. We know Bill's good, but he can improve a little bit. We have to make sure that he feels comfortable to do this. And now I would say the last 2 years solid. You walk in your game, you're ready to go. It's the only thing that's going to hold you back is if we stick you inside a car for an hour and it's 105 degrees.
I thought I did pretty well with that.
You did great, and it looks great. It's out now, and it's great. But it was just so funny how that now it's just kind of, it doesn't seem like to you that the words on paper or the concepts just kind of bounce off you. You got it. You're game for it. And the only thing that you would ever have to worry about is the elements that you're thrown in at this point.
Well, I would say that's a pretty accurate. I think the whole team around me really understands my strengths and weaknesses, and I have some pretty significant weaknesses as an actor, but they really know what I can do and I really can't do, and so I think they cater to that, but at the same time, they put me in situations that they give me, say, okay, you need to do give us 15 seconds worth of lines, and I'm not the greatest at that. I mean, I can, and for me, but they really have it set up that things are in little chunks, and
Yes.
for me, little chunks work pretty well.
Let me ask this. Here's a question. Would Bill Mattar, the actor, be open to doing movies?
Of course, why not?
Oh, wow. So if the next attorney role that we have.
It doesn't have to be an attorney.
No, okay. I was going to, we want to get him in his natural element.
yeah.
What roles would Bill Mattar
there you go.
like to be cast in? What would you like to play?
I've never thought of that.
Oh, perfect.
I could be a gangster, maybe.
Yeah!
I don't know. I could be a gangster.
You better have my money.
It's so when we talk to actors, and Peter does this a lot, especially ones that are trying to find their feet, it's more of we have them ask the question to themselves, what do you see yourself being able to portray, right? Mm-hmm. It's okay,
Your actor type.
what's your actor type? Mm-hmm. I can see myself as this, I can realistically. And sometimes it comes down to we suggest ask your friends who know you most. You know what I mean? If you looked at Harry, what do you think that Harry could play as a role? And that's kind of the concept that you go with. So I mean, and you got to think back to like some of his commercials. I mean, you've gardened, you've
Bold.
you've bowled.
Could you be the detective?
I could be a detective. I think I could be the next Tom Cruise. To be honest with you, I
Secret
don't
agent.
know.
Jumping out of
You're gonna do
planes?
I
too?
could- I-
Mission
agent.
Impossible?
I could do that stuff.
I like
I could do that stuff.
like it.
I could jump out of a plane. I think I could scale a building. You know, I meant to lose 10 pounds, but I think I could do that.
like
I
it.
can run fast down a straightaway.
Faster than Tom Cruise.
All right.
No, not faster.
Okay.
But we can speed that up. I mean,
that's in post.
Yeah, that's in post.
You know,
You
your
need,
mar-
you need a good
magic.
team around you.
your marketing team's getting gold over here because they're like, what can we put Bill in?
But here's the thing. That's also a keynote for us. Stay tuned. People may see William Mattar in a movie.
Yeah, why not, right? Let's
a
try
great
to
idea.
find something. You know,
why
for
not?
sure.
I'm ready.
Have you done any training over the years to act? I mean, there's a thing where people, when they first start, they hate to hear their own voice.
Right.
Did you ever have that, and have you transitioned out of that, or what's going on?
I'm positive I should have had some acting, some coaching, and I've had none.
Okay.
And you really should. I mean, I've talked to some of the news anchors that actually have acting coaches, and it's really helped them over the years. I probably should have done that, but basically I do my spots, and I just go back to working. And
You're in the
helping
school of
clients.
hard knocks on that. You're really learning on the job.
Right.
Yeah.
But I've been doing it for 25 years or so, you kind of learn over the time.
So did you have that experience though in the beginning where you did a take and you thought, oh, I messed it up, and then now you feel very confident, or did that change over time, or were you always in? Were you always just locked in on it?
No, I mean at the beginning I wasn't as comfortable. I'm more comfortable now with what I do. No, but I really think if you're an actor and you're acting on a regular basis, the more practice you can get, the better. And you see people that are acting that can actually convey emotion real well. To me, that's just an amazing talent that I don't really think I have. And but I know people that can really do that, and those people just are amazing to me. I like actually going to some improv, and you watch some of the improv work, and that's just crazy stuff that people can really just go into different characters. Just in change, they go from one character to another character in the same show. It's really interesting.
Well, you being you works. So and maybe if it isn't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
Yeah.
I think too that I do have to give a lot of credit to Jeff, who is your director for a lot of these
There's no
commercials.
question. Jeff,
And Jeff is an incredible director, and really is someone that I look up to too. And I'm very honored to being able to work underneath him for the last couple of years. And how much he's just built a really good collaborative relationship with you too, which is really, really important to have a director that, hears you out and understands what you're good at and what your flaws are, and able to have a conversation with you and what you need. And now, so many years over and over again, it doesn't take as many words to get that point. Almost just by a look that you're doing something. And that's why I was saying, like, I'm really impressed of just your progression too, and your evolution of being an actor, of now knowing, oh, I have to restart. So, oh, it's okay if I stop and restart right now. Oh, I understand that this chunk is okay. We'll get this just within this section. I know I can go back to one and redo this. I know that I have to favor towards camera a certain way. All that stuff that in the beginning that it's just you don't know it. And then the years and years of doing it, and it's like, oh, cool, and it saves time now that you know it. It saves money now that you do it. And it just makes everything so much more polished when that happens. So yeah, I needed to give him a shout out because it's just
Yeah, I mean Jeff's absolutely amazing, and he knows he knows what I can do and can't do, and he'll actually make sure that the first a few takes that we're doing are things that will start off a little easier, and then we progress to some harder spots.
yeah, and it works out well. I think, and like when we're designing it, because Jeff and I will work hand in hand. I'll be first AD, is we'll go through, and then we'll work with Trish too, to really make sure like where does that make sense in our schedule? Like, okay, do we just go hard and get all the hard stuff out of the day one or day two, and then make it a little bit easier depending on, are we shooting during the day? Are we shooting night shoots? Are we shooting, like, there's a lot of thinking in that process. And ultimately, the idea behind that when we schedule and put that stuff together is to, as a whole, make it make sense as a crew that we can put us in the best possible efficient position to give you the best.
Well, I think
Commercial.
getting back to Jeff just for a second is one of the things he's able to do is tell a story very
Yes.
well, and he has more cuts in our TV commercials than any other TV commercial I've ever seen. I mean, you really just there's a lot of times there's a million cuts, and that's the way he's able to tell that story.
And a lot of that, what happens when we do that type of storytelling is you get a lot of coverage. So making sure that we have, the wide shot, the medium shot, the close up, the over the shoulders, because there are, in order, when you have a good amount of coverage, you're able to cut and kind of build your story in post. And Jeff is definitely someone who, like, as soon as he sees something that he thinks he might need, we'll jump on it and we'll try to make sure that we get that. But because you mentioned how good of a storyteller he is too, he's able to sit there and say, we don't need that. I've got it. You know what I mean? We've got it in this, and now we're going to cut to that. And that's having a great editorial mind as a director is fantastic because he's already thinking about it up here, and it's a lot of stuff that I've learned as well. As myself as a director is from Jeff, because it's just like how quickly he can process things. And have those kind of ready and set. So there's a lot of stuff, I think, out of your campaigns personally that I have to say that I have grown a lot in my industry because of what we've been able to do on your set. So thank you for always having me doing that. But you want to have some fun? Want to do something different?
I do want to talk about one thing here.
Okay.
The audience here, right? Actors, they want to know, how do I get in a commercial? Because this is what, your listener base, a lot of them want to be cast in things. What are you looking for in people to represent you?
I have a great team around me that I think you go to Casting Buffalo and you talk to them, and that's how you get into commercials, I think. I would say that. Going back to the people that are acting, I think when you're starting out, I think one of the things that you do want to understand besides fine-tuning your craft is understanding the hierarchy within a production, and you need to understand that, and you want to make sure you're speaking and talking to the right person, and not calling people that are a director, a producer, or something like that. You really need to start learning some of the terms.
That means you get approached a lot by people saying, "Put me in a commercial." Do you get that often?
Oh yeah, we have.
People
People
just coming up to you, "Hey."
It actually happened at the gym this past week.
Yeah.
This week.
No, that's amazing. Yeah, I mean, like,
And there's a lot of talented people in Western New York. It's amazing.
there's a ton. And I think if you're able to get on stuff like this, something that's been a grown operation that is a well-oiled machine, and you are able to get in through background or speaking role, it's a really nice ground floor for you to learn on. Because, like you said, you walk on one of our sets, and it's just everyone knows what they're doing. You can observe, and that's one of the big things that we kind of tell a lot of actors is even if you've been, if you're green to it, even if you've been doing it for years, get on set. And when you get on set, observe. Learn the hierarchy. Learn who's where, and what can I do as an actor to help them do it. That's your job when you walk on is now, okay, now I have to help the machine. You're put into it. All right, we're going to do a change of pace here.
Sure.
We're going to bring something back we haven't done in a few episodes, but we figured why not? Let's throw Bill into the flame here. We're going to do a recast.
All right.
Yes.
So if you haven't seen Podcasting Buffalo, what we do is we do a recast, which is taking something, a classic from back in the day that everybody kind of loves and holds true to, and then we sit there and we say, okay, if it was remade and we were the casting directors in the room trying to figure out what our cast would be, who would we cast in that film? And this week we are going to do My Cousin Vinny.
Oh, I love that. Oh, that's a classic favorite.
We felt like that was a good fit.
Law movie. Good law movie.
Exactly. So with that, I'm going to only have us, and let's maybe try to do a collaborative this time.
Yeah, I
So I
think
think
so.
we all discuss and try to
Yeah, we
get a
can
collaboration
some
here.
input on
We're going to do the main three roles that we feel like are the most impactful, and go from there.
Vinny Gambini. That was Joe Pesci.
Yeah.
Lisa Vito. Mona Lisa
Mona
Vito.
Lisa
I'm sorry.
Vito.
That was Marissa Tomei.
She did a wonderful job.
She
She was
certainly
amazing.
did. She certainly did.
She won the Academy Award for that.
I mean,
she?
it's-
Wow.
Yes, she did.
It was amazing.
And Judge Chamberlain Huller, who was Fred Gwynn.
Yes,
Great.
Herman.
Also,
He
a
looks
real law background. He went to Yale Law School, I do believe.
Very cool.
Wow. No, that's awesome.
These are always hard because why would you recast this? Why would you do it? It was perfect
Well,
as it was.
and that's the theory, though, is
Wait.
like,
I'm going to give you. I think I could do a great job as Vinny on that.
I know. I think we all thought that.
I'm thinking. So
Yeah.
we could. He did a great job and amazing. But I think I could do a pretty good job with
I
that.
think you could be good.
Yeah.
You could be good in it. You know that. And then we'll put, let's see, we'll have Harry as as Ralph Macchio's role.
Yeah, right.
Honestly, in 15 years, you could do the judge. I think you could pull it off. You need some time. You need to grow into it.
I think you could do that right now. I think you
now?
have
Can you
that
do
talent.
Can you do the two Utes line at all?
Right. I don't know if I got that.
Well, so let's start with Mona Lisa Vito.
Okay. So Marissa.
Which, by the way, Marissa has filmed in Buffalo.
She
Was
has? Oh,
yeah,
on
yeah,
the
absolutely.
first,
On the first
Purge, right?
Yes, she was.
She was. So she has a little history in Buffalo.
Yeah, of
here.
course.
Modern day Mona Lisa Vito. Let's see. Someone who, my first thought was like Margot Robbie.
Yeah,
That's not bad.
that's a good one. I don't know if she can be like street enough though. She was like,
Well, I mean, that's the best part. If you look at like Marissa Tomei before that role,
oh yeah.
there's no way,
No way.
that you can see that in there.
Yeah, she really let that come out. And
Which I think is why it works, right?
Yeah. yeah.
Any other thoughts for her?
I had one thought.
I've got one for you if you wanted to go a little more aggressive. Cardi B.
oh yeah,
Cardi
Tap the courtroom.
B. Yeah.
That's definitely thinking
Right.
outside the box,
Yeah,
but I like
okay,
it.
Yeah.
I like
okay. I like, but that's that edge that
Yeah,
I was talking
definitely
about,
an edge.
right?
I was
New York
thinking,
style.
I was basing my pick more on look. And I think this actress has a natural, when I look at her and seen her in her performances, I see a young Marissa Tomei kind of in her. And that's Rosa Salazar, who she was on, I believe it was American Horror Story.
Yep.
Okay.
But I just think based on her look, she's got a little bit of a Marissa Tomei, I see.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she's a great role because there's so much range there too. Okay, so I think we found some crazy ideas.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
So who's next?
Well, I think we decided. that Vinny is Joe. So, or is that still on the table? Should we have that discussion, or are we just locked in on that?
I think we can find somebody else. I mean,
He felt the pressure real quick.
I'm
Did you
happy.
see that?
Right.
I'm happy to compete with somebody else to see if we can get the job.
He wants to audition.
I'll
He
tell
wants to,
you,
look
if
at that. He
I
wants-
did have one option for that on my list, and this was just based on somebody who we've actually worked with very recently. I don't think he would. I don't know that he would have the same comedic timing as Joe Pesci. He certainly doesn't have the short stature that Joe Pesci had, but Matthew Daddario, who we worked with
I
on a
love
Holiday
Matthew.
Touchdown, he's an Italian American. You know, maybe he could bring it. I don't know. I don't know.
That's
now
interesting.
I'm thinking about that because like I didn't think about just the Italian
Me either.
aspect
That
of it.
kinda threw me
'cause,
in a different
yeah, that
direction. Yeah.
did, right? Like, and you're right. I think that's an important part of this. I was thinking more of like comedic timing,
Yeah.
and for me, I think Kevin James could do that thing. You know what I'm saying?
The Italian Kevin James.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, right? The Italian part wasn't even in that, but just comedic timing and performance. I would like to see him do that.
Well, now I'm getting nervous because you guys are all talking about comedic timing, and I have none of that. I think I'm out of there.
You have natural.
Right, natural timing.
Well, what if I was thinking like younger Paul Giamatti maybe or something like that. He could be interesting. Tony Shalhoub could be interesting.
Tony Shalhoub would be interesting.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
that could be yeah. That's a really tough one. Do you have any ideas?
I'm not sold over.
Yeah, I was
Mr.
just saying
Will Mattar.
nothing's
I'm not
beating me
sold.
here.
You have it.
What about the judge?
Judge
Judge.
Chamberlain.
Bryan Cranston?
Ooh, that's
That's
I
a
was.
good one.
I thought J.K. Simmons maybe.
Ooh, that's
You know what I
good.
mean?
That's good.
Could be interesting.
I like the Cranston one. I like that one.
Have you seen The Studio yet?
I have not.
That
No,
won
no,
like
no, no.
13 awards
I
and
know
all that.
It's on Apple. And that's,
It is. I mean, if you want to learn about our industry, that's the way to do it. But he plays one of the executives of the studio in there.
Okay.
He's mint.
Okay.
He is so mint in that. It is so good. And he won for like best guest star. J.K. Or Bryan Cranston.
Yeah,
He's great.
Yeah, he's great.
I feel like Fred Gwynn's look, though, is so important.
Well,
to me.
he's
Very
he's
important.
Very
Trying
tall.
to mimic that, but
Not just his look, but his
The gravitas of his
yeah,
voice
his
too.
cadence and his demeanor and his mood throughout it. You know what I mean?
Well, I was just watching it was a YouTube video and they were talking about the remake, Rob Zombie's remake of The Munsters, and how like they missed the Fred Gwynn character. It was like because he's Fred Gwynn. He's one of those people that like everyone knows that he's the only one for that role.
Right.
It's so tough to bring something different to that. So I don't know. That's
See, what I thought about in casting this, my option, I was thinking about the energy that is between
Yeah.
Joe Pesci and the judge, right? You have somebody who's like this fiery little like hot yeah. and then you have the judge who is very kind of in a sense laid back but also stern, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like has a coolness to him, like he's collected. He's not all over the place like Joe Pesci is, you know, but he's also kind of got this seriousness. So I tried to think about that and I thought maybe what about Jeff Bridges, you know?
oh, that's a good idea.
He's got such a like he's already such a character actor too, you know what I mean? But he could look like he
Oh, yeah.
is also serious and laid back. You know what I mean? I
That
don't
could
know.
be good. That'd be good. All I keep on thinking is, next time you come in this courtroom, I want you to wear something with some kind of cloth.
Yeah, he had to wear some funny suits when he's
I was gonna say, I don't think you have too good of suits to play.
Yeah,
this
I
role.
really have good suits, but if someone basically stole my suit and I had to go and find something
Go to-
polyester, you know, I could pull off a polyester suit if I had to.
The whole store had the flu. Would you be able to? So this movie is one of my favorite comedies of all time. And if we wanted to just start the movie right now, I could probably keep going and quote this whole entire
It's like,
thing.
don't you hate when people do that? You try to watch the movie and just saying stuff. Listen, man.
This is it, though. This is it. All right, so I think we found kind of a world in which I really love the Jeff Bridges idea. I love the William Mattar
I love
idea.
it. I love it.
And I think that's a good place for us to end. Bill, before we go, is there anything going on that we should be aware of that's coming up in the next couple of weeks?
Well, at our firm, we're trying to help people all the time, and so we're out there and we're doing. We're going to have breast cancer awareness in October, and in November we do adopt a shelter animal, and then later in November and December we have safe rides home for the holidays. And so if just follow us on social media at William Mattar, find us, and we have a lot of fun stuff going out there. And check out our social media shorts out there. We have some longs, but the shorts are fantastic, and you'll have a good time.
Well, thank you, Bill. This was a really fun one. We're happy to have you involved. And this is Podcasting Buffalo. I'm Kyle Mecca.
I'm Peter Johnson.
And I'm Harry Lipsitz.
And if you're hurt in the car, call William Mattar. All right, that's a wrap.
I love you, Buffalo.
For all of your insurance needs, make sure you contact Craig Willoughby over at Willoughby Insurance, 716-885-8100. Make sure you ask for Craig and tell him Casting Buffalo sent you for special rates. My boy Willoughby will when nobody will.
Look, if you work in film, you know how brutal the hours can be. Long days, unpredictable schedules. There's barely enough time to eat healthy for yourself, let alone work out before or after set. Staying in shape almost feels impossible. That's exactly why Ascend Fitness remote coaching exists. Whether you're on set or just juggling a busy life, this isn't a generic program. It's 100% customized to you, your schedule, your goals, your equipment, and even how you feel day to day. You'll get a fully personalized plan, expert coaching, and real accountability so you always know exactly what to do, no matter how crazy life gets. And right now, they're offering an exclusive deal. Sign up for 1 month and get the second month free, but only for the first 10 people. Spots will go fast. Go to trainascend.com and book your free coaching call before they're gone.
Looking for an unforgettable dining experience in Buffalo? Head to Daniela Restaurant, where every bite feels like home. Whether you're craving classic Italian favorites or exploring something new, Daniela's menu has something for everyone, from handcrafted pastas made with love and the finest ingredients. And it's not just about the food. Daniela's warm, welcoming atmosphere is perfect for a date night, family dinner, or special celebration. Plus, with a carefully curated wine list, the perfect pairing is just a sip away. So why wait? Head over to Daniela today. Come for the food. Stay for the experience.
Do you love horror movies? Here on Getting Scarried Away, we sit down to talk about what we love about the genre, shout out fellow horror creators, and spill buckets of useless horror knowledge for your next trivia night. Join me, Ricky Needham, and my co-host, Rhiannon Needham, as we dive headfirst into your favorite horror movies. Subscribe today anywhere you get your podcasts.